Fire away.
All right.
Dart Talk carries the Internet Broadcast Rating TVD, a broadcast that is specifically designed to be viewed or heard by the darting community, and therefore may be incomprehensible to other lesser mammals. Darter discretion advised.
It's time for Dart Talk. Brought to you by TheDartZone.com. Stay in the zone. TheDartZone.com is an official Cosmo distributor and Windy City Fabricators, America's premier fabricators of orthotics and prosthetics. And Redwood Darts, America's newest tungsten darts. Stand straight and tall and hit them all. Redwood Darts. And now, here are your hosts, Mystery Mark and Steve P.
Okay, welcome to Dart Talk.
Welcome to Dart Talk. How's it going?
I thought we were going to have to call an ambulance
I know.
for Sassy.
Yeah.
I love it when Steve leaves his phone on and he makes weird noises when we're supposed to be quiet.
It wasn't the phone, it was Skype. Dart Talk brought to you by the Dart Zone.
Stay in the zone.
DartZone.com is an official Cosmo distributor. Also, many thanks, Windy City Fabricators and Redwood Darts.
It sounded like we were like sweeping a record backwards.
I'm telling you, it's just, if everyone found the show as funny as her, we'd be
Oh
millionaires.
my, we'd be as popular as ever.
She can't stop laughing when she's supposed to be quiet, and then when she's supposed to talk, she doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't on the resume.
I didn't turn one in.
Anyway, Chat Room Girl is with us tonight. Also, Mystery Mark. We have a big show. We got a couple of special guests. We've got
Good.
Pam Briggs from New England, somewhere I believe in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Is gonna
Where she says it's cold.
yeah, she's gonna talk some Kryptonite Girls, and she's gonna talk about going over to play in the Winmau Masters, which I know she's really looking forward to. And then also next week starts the WDF World Cup.
All right.
And Dave Cameron's on the Canadian team, and he's going to talk about that. They're the host country this year.
Oh, that's nice.
All right. We have the results from Darts Live.
Yes, we do.
And a full report, which I'm subtitling the best of times and the worst of times, which is kind of how it was for me.
Are you giving the full report? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit
All right.
about the Grizz. We have some NWDS news. And then I want to talk about a few things. So we'll see how much we can get to. Some of this might have to get tabled.
Well, that's not a shock, because that never happens.
Till later. But Chat Room Girl was in the house in Vegas.
Yes, I was.
Did you spend all your time at the pool, or did you actually play?
No, I actually played.
Okay.
Played. I was actually telling Mark before the show that this is the first tournament I can ever remember that you can finish top 8, and it paid for my entire entry for the whole weekend.
Paid for your entry.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, right?
It was awesome.
And then
The darts, oh my gosh, some just out of this world crazy darts were thrown this weekend. It was so much fun.
okay,
It was.
by you or by someone else?
By myself and everybody.
We don't really brag on the show that much.
Well, then you
but
shouldn't
good
have
for
asked
you.
me.
Well, okay.
So basically,
No,
what
there were
happens.
some
See
really
what
good
happens.
darts.
you've been
though.
going to all these tournaments and losing
was
money at every single one of them?
Absolutely, but not now. But no, but it
So
was
why do you
fun.
keep
There were so
going?
many good matches to watch. It was hard because you didn't know which match, really to. There were a lot of great players there.
It was the with the exception of the PDC events that we had when the British came over
Mm-hmm.
and the top PDC guys. It was by far the toughest field that's ever been assembled in North America
Oh, definitely.
to date.
Yeah.
That's good.
And that there were so many great players, and we have full results. Obviously, we're not going to read like top 28, 128, but
Right.
when you looked at how many great players couldn't even get out of the second round or couldn't even get out of the third round and make it into the money, which top 32 I think paid like $50 or something. I mean, it didn't pay that much, but I mean when you look at how many guys didn't even get that far, it shows you the depth of the field.
Mm-hmm.
And there was someone who was. I don't know, this Darts Live thing is kind of weird. I mean, it depends kind of who you talk to. I mean, people have some preconceived notions. People have preferences. People have loyalties. People have, I don't want to say they have axes to grind, but, I was having a discussion with some people. They wanted to bet that it wouldn't be a full field. And I'm like, it will definitely be a full field. There'll be 256 people. And I'm like, but if somebody pays their entry fee and for some reason doesn't show up, it's still a full field.
Yeah, sure.
Right? And they had 253 people playing on Saturday.
On Saturday.
In singles.
Three
And
people didn't
show up.
Right.
So, I mean, that's a full field of 256 where, in my experience, even counting like ADO Nationals and stuff, like in the last 5 years, I don't think there's been more than one or two tournaments that had more than 256 people playing singles. There were a few women in there because they didn't have a separate women's event. But I will say this about Darts Live. I'm no expert in soft tip. I'll be the first to tell you I'm a rookie when it comes to soft tip. But when you talk about, and we've talked on the show about the responsibility that tournament organizers have to provide a positive tournament experience, Darts Live does this like better than anyone else by like a factor of 50.
Really?
I mean, it's a joke. It's a joke when you compare the atmosphere that they set up in Las Vegas, and anybody that hasn't been there needs to go and, take a look at the videos. I mean, when they come up, maybe I'll post them on the Dart Talk Facebook page. But when you look at the environment, the stage itself was the size of half of the dart halls on the Diddle Tour. I mean, it was a joke.
Wow.
They've got like, $100,000 worth of lighting and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're streaming it live and everything. And from what, I'm getting some text from people. They said the stream was great. The matches were compelling. It was a pretty high level of play overall, from what I saw. And I'd have to think that.
Did you get to watch a lot of it?
Well, unfortunately, I had a lot of free time. That was part of the worst of times thing.
Yes, okay.
But, again, I actually, I got by a good player in the first round, lost to a good player in the second round, and I had chances to win that. So, where my dart game is right now isn't as bad as, maybe my results showed.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I'm not comfortable playing soft tip, but I'm feeling more comfortable every time I play.
Yeah,
and
that makes sense.
Well, I was like taking notes for the show, and I'm like, okay, how many singles matches have I actually played in a tournament? And I not even 10.
I was going to say 6 or something.
Not even 10.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, for only playing like 10 matches, in a tournament, I'm doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never, I wasn't allowed to start out, kind of with the amateurs playing singles. I mean, I kind of like, they just threw me in with the pros because, my steel tip ranking and stuff. So,
right.
I don't know. There's a lot of good players out there. It's hard to win in soft tip. It's a weird. I don't want to get into the whole soft tip steel tip thing, but I will say this: on the plane ride home, the one thing about like soft tip steel tip that I'll share with everybody is one of the things that like freaks me out a little bit is soft tippers. They don't really warm up. They'll just start a game and they'll just play games until it's time to play another one. And I, for the life of me, can't really understand that one so much, but apparently it works for some people.
So would you say that, because we've talked about this before, about a platform or I'm drawing a blank on the word, but in order, like for other tournaments to emulate
in terms of
the way Darts Live runs their tournament, and we've talked about how other tournaments, need to have.
Yeah, I mean, Darts Live is cutting edge. They have like these little electronic bracelets that they scan, and you're supposed to turn in or give your bracelet to the winner, and then he takes it in and they scan it, and so they keep results, electronically, stuff like that. A lot of tournaments are still using, paper this and, stick the things in the little slot things, and it's all Stone Age stuff from when tournaments, when there wasn't all this technology available. But it isn't just that. I mean, the vibe in the room, people are excited to come to this tournament. And I had a brief chat with Rob Heckman. He was awfully busy, but Darts Live's concept that they're an entertainment company, right? The dart players are coming there not only to play, but to be entertained.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody's really tried that, but, whether you agree with them or not, this is their plan. This is what they're trying to execute, and they execute it as best they can, and I consider them extremely successful. Now, whether or not, you got to you know, oh, I don't like this machine, I want this machine, you know, what all that stuff aside, you know, the tournament itself, I've never been to a tournament except, you know, last year's. This was even better than last year's, so, you know, twice the field and everything. But
right.
You cannot walk into this and not think I am playing big-time darts,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right? You agree,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. And just for example, the trios where you put a C player with a B player and a pro.
Which
A
was
player.
last year the most fun event I played.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, just the excitement. And some of the C players, they don't play. I mean, it's like this might be their first tournament, and they were so excited. I mean, wish you could just bottle the excitement of the lower level players, because, you know, unlike other tournaments I've been to, you know, the pro level, the A division, the high rank players were very open and would take pictures with people. I mean, they just talk to everybody. It's
well,
great.
Yeah, you know, and it's funny too because, you know, a lot of times it's events like this that are really hard on the professionals, but they're very intelligent about when they do it. They do it at the end. You know, everybody's coming, you know, all the pros and everything. It's all about Saturday. It's all about the singles. You play the blind draw Friday night kind of as a warm-up, get used to everything, do your count-up and all this other stuff. But Saturday's the day. Saturday's the day you have to bring it, and Saturday's the day you want to get hot. And obviously, you know, 128 people weren't hot enough to get out of the first round.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
but be that as it may, you know, I did talk to a couple of people, and the other part of Darts Live's concept is it really isn't about the money. What they're trying to do is provide a tournament experience where, win or lose, it's worth coming to. Now, the NWDS, and we got some NWDS news in a little bit, they go about it in a different way. They want to make it worthwhile for you to come to the tournament because you're going to play a lot. So it's two kind of different ways that they're trying to provide, you know, a really great tournament experience for the players. And this is why these are the two events that I really find to be the ones most worthy of support, right? You know, on the steel side, you know, steel's different than soft tip. I mean, the whole atmosphere is always going to be different, you know, and the soft tip thing, once you get used to it, I could see why people like it. I mean, once you get used to it, when you start really playing well and it's going, you're
getting positive response. You're getting a positive response.
Let me see if I can get another one in there, you know. And it was, but it was weird because I don't really get emotional when I play. You know, I just sort of like try to grind it out, you know. And I was losing in the first round, and I played a bad first leg, and I played an even worse second leg. And, you know, I started out okay in the third leg, but then I had one loose dart go. And you have to hit this little change button after you pull your darts. And I gave it a bloody nose. I mean, I didn't really mean it, but I kind of pounded it. And something after that, you know, I started pounding the board with my darts. I mean, I was just like, I was mad. I was mad at myself. I was irritated. And I'm like, you know, I don't mind losing, but I'm not going to lose playing like this. And I just started like, I got the new Redwoods I told you before the show.
You
right?
did.
So I'm my third equipment change of the year, right? But I just started like, I mean, there was an echo coming off the board when my darts went in. I mean, it's just like bang, 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 and I'm like, that felt good. You want another one? Bang! It was, it was just different than any kind of match that, you know, I've played in a long time, and
it lasted for one round.
Well, actually, it only lasted for like, you know, 2 legs.
Oh,
or,
okay.
you know, whatever it was. I mean, I got out of the first round, and then the second round, you know, all my irritation was gone, and it was back to these like ridiculous.
Somehow you got to channel that.
Well, you know, throwing away 1 dart out of 3 doesn't really work in soft tip. I mean, you to my mind, soft tip is more of a test of your mental, as well as, you know, the consistency of your game. Right, you have to be consistent. Your mental game has to be consistent. I know this sounds kind of hard to say, but I mean, you have to maintain your focus. And everybody I talked to that, you know, fell short of their own expectations, that's the problem they have. The problem is, how do you get it? How do you take that same game from one match to the next, to the next, to the next? And obviously, you know, the guys, we're going to read their names off, have this figured out a little bit better,
right?
You know, than everyone else. How you can sustain that level of play, match through match through match through match. You know, personally, I haven't played that many matches, and I haven't gone that far. So, I mean, it's a little different than steel. You know, the dynamics are different than steel. And we're going to – how long have I been rambling here? We'll take a break and then we'll get Pam Briggs on. But the one thing I wanted to say is, because a lot of the people there were playing games to warm up, and I didn't see anybody like really doing a drill.
Right.
Like, how Larry says he goes and he hits 2 of every double and all
Yeah.
that other stuff. And so I was kind of like thinking, what would be the best way to warm up for soft tip? And I kind of thought about it for about 750 miles in the air, about an hour and 20 minutes, whatever it was.
Okay.
And it was really cool. I got to watch NFL replays on the plane for free on Southwest.
All right.
You just, charge up your phone. They got like free TV on
Mhm.
Dish, so you couldn't handle MSNBC. But no, the deal with the soft tip thing is I was thinking is that the next time I play soft tip, what I'm going to try is I'm going to go trip 20, bull, trip 20. Then I'm going to go bull, trip 19, bull. Then I'm going to go trip 18, bull, trip 18. Then I'm going to go bull, trip 17, bull. And just work my way around and throw it nothing but triples in the bull. Because that's pretty much all soft
That's
tip
all you've
is.
thrown it anyway.
It's triples in the bull.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if you mess up and you miss the bull or something, you got to clean it up with a double. That's fine. But generally, that's all you throw.
It doesn't
at.
happen that often, right?
I mean, and so from a skill level, okay, steel takes more skill because you have to hit triples and doubles. But you could make steel or soft tip where you have to hit the doubles. But I think the format that they have here gives everyone a chance. I'm down 2 legs playing like garbage, and it's my turn to start the third leg, and I end up winning a match where the other guy only went first once, right?
Okay.
Because I won the diddle in the first leg,
Mhm.
lost, went first, won. He went first and lost.
And then you go first.
And then we diddle. I win the diddle
Okay.
in the last leg. I go first 4 out of 5 legs. I
Right.
mean, you got to really throw bad to
lose when you-
fritter away that kind of an advantage. So I kind of found that interesting. Anyway, let's take our first break, and when we come back, we're going to have Pam Briggs, and she'll tell us where she's from. I know it's in Massachusetts, but I think it's west of Boston. You're listening to Dart Talk with Mark, Steve, Chatroom Girl. We'll be right back. Okay, back for the second quarter, brought to you by the Dart Zone.
Stay in the zone.
TheDartZone.com is an official Cosmo distributor. Also, many thanks, Windy City Fabricators and Redwood Darts. We're going to have to start just letting the camera go on the breaks because the breaks are pretty funny.
They are
Before we
pretty
get to
funny.
Pam Briggs, who's patiently waiting in the wings, anything in the chat room to address before we move on?
Yeah, I had a comment that
No ding?
Yeah, we won't hear.
Oh, there we go.
One is fine.
No,
Cake-
I did
cake is
four
done.
because yeah.
If I
Phil
ever come in
wanted-
here with a hangover, I'm going to stuff paper in that thing.
I can be loud without it. I have a
What do you mean,
comment that
if?
in steel you can still survive by missing, but in soft tip, if you miss, you lose. And a comment that came back, if you miss, you lose, just has too much negative connotation to it.
Yeah, I don't know. Everybody's been telling me that in soft tip you can't miss, and that's just wrong. I don't think that these guys have really thought that one through. I mean, everybody misses. You know, almost every game that I watched, somebody had an opportunity to hit something, and either they did or they didn't. But somebody had to miss to give you the opportunity for you to miss. So, yeah, you need to miss one less than the other guy, but it's the same way in steel.
Well, yeah,
You know,
but
I
what
don't see
about
a difference
just
there.
for your own mental capacity? You know, you miss, does it weigh on you because now all of a sudden
No.
you gave the guy a shot?
Well, what happens? The difference with steel is that guys. It's just how you look at it. I mean, you know, in steel, it's hard to throw a 9 count. It's far less common than it is
Well, sure.
in soft tip.
Yeah.
But you know, you're going to throw more 5 counts than 3 counts. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, all the scores and all the marks that you hit, like your marks per round, will be higher in soft tip than steel once you get the hang of it.
Right.
So I think it's a wash. I think it's a matter of like, you know, if you hit what you're aiming at more than the other guy, you win. This whole thing, oh, you can't miss. That's garbage. I mean, it's true that like, you know, if you're playing in this master out 0-1 format and you miss, the other guy's not likely to miss. But I don't know how many times I missed a double and the other guy hit it and I lost that leg too. So I mean, I couldn't miss that either. I've had guys tell me, Gary Mawson told me once. He got by me in some PDC event in Vegas a few years ago, and he's like, well, I knew that if I missed, I lost. And I'm like, yeah, well, that was my plan too.
Right.
You know, so
Right.
I don't see a difference. I don't see a difference with that. So all these guys that say, oh, soft tip, you can't miss, I dismiss that immediately as somebody that
You don't
want
want to miss in.
I'm not sure these guys have
either
thought
one.
that through, and maybe I overthink this stuff,
Yeah.
but I don't agree with that at all. This whole deal that you can't miss. I mean, you're trying to hit every
No,
dart
but
you-
I think they're going I think they're going from a different angle. That since the targets are bigger and everything, you're more likely. You have to hit it more often than not
it's totally
from a
mean-
mental aspect.
Yeah, I just think that you're just like kind of double crossing yourself.
I mean,
mentally
because
with
when you
that
go up
kind of
in
thinking.
when you go up in steel and you throw a ton instead of a ton 40, you're not upset. But if you go
Sure
up,
I am. Why wouldn't I be upset? There's good tons and bad tons. There's good ton 40s and bad ton 40s. You know, a good ton is the one where you trip it on your last dart. A bad ton's when you get the first one in and you don't get the second one in.
yeah, well,
So, you know, what you got?
My chat room's ready for Pam.
Are we going to fire her after the show? No, but this is because I think that I've heard this from so many soft tippers that are kind of like, it's almost like a warning. Like, okay, if you're going to play soft tip, remember you can't miss. And I'm like, what dart game did you ever play where you were like, oh, I can miss? I've never had that attitude. So I don't understand this whole you can't
Okay.
miss thing. I don't think these guys have really thought it through. But like I said, what do I know?
all right. Anyway, you have some NWDS news. you
I
were
do have
saying,
some
right?
NWDS news, just real quick, because you know they're running the hometown events, and we wanted to give a shout out to Gene Waltz, who won the Upstate New York hometown event a week or two ago, and also Kurt Hartman and Liz Tynan repeated
Nice.
as Chicago hometown event winners. So they'll be down in New Orleans. A special thanks to Ken McCown for co-sponsoring the event and ensuring that a lady earned a trip to New Orleans. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, they were short some women, and somebody, Ken McCown from 9 Dart Out, made up the difference, so thanks to Ken for that. Also, just a reminder, you can pre-register for any hometown event at www.newworlddartseries.com. And opening registration for New Orleans will be tonight, so people can start signing up for New Orleans, and then you can check out New World Dart Series' Facebook page or for more information, or email info@newworlddartseries.com, or just ask me.
And the weekend hometown events?
There's one actually this weekend, Sunday in Chicago, and then there's one Saturday in St. Louis.
Okay.
So you can go to newworlddartseries.com and check the locations, and I think you save a couple of bucks if you actually sign up online.
Yeah, I
as
read that
opposed
on
to,
the email, yeah.
signing up in person.
Right.
That's pretty good. All right, so I bored the chat room to the point where they're insisting we bring on a guest.
Right.
Yes. Why does it, for all I get ripped in the chat room, I don't know why they even listen to the show, but let's bring on Pam Briggs. Pam is an American woman international dart player of some renown. She's been like a top 10 ADO points woman. That doesn't sound right.
What? Say that
She's
again?
okay, she's been one of the top women on the ADO rankings for, I don't know, the last 10 years or so, and she was kind enough to drop by. Are you with us, Pam?
I sure am.
Okay, so tell us where you're from, because we don't know.
Somewhere where there's a foghorn.
I am. I'm living in Amesbury, Massachusetts,
Massachusetts.
right
So,
by the beach.
right by the beach, like Martha's Vineyard Beach?
Hampton Beach.
Hampton Beach, okay. That means
It
nothing
means
to
nothing
me.
to me.
Is that like
I
toward,
bet it's-
is that
I
toward
bet it's
Rhode
beautiful.
Island, or is that toward Connecticut?
It's right outside of Boston. I'm probably
Boston.
about 30, 40 minutes from Boston.
Oh, Boston. I haven't been to Boston. They had the runners-up in the Stanley Cup last year, didn't they?
They did.
Oh, congrats to your Bruins for the
Oh.
second place. in
For
the
a
Stanley
very good season.
Very
Thank
well,
you.
very well played to the Bruins.
Pam,
And
remember I
hopefully
said
they'll-
you just have to speak up, Pam. Speak up.
Well, there's really not much you can say to that other than, yes, we got second.
We're congratulating the Boston people. How is that?
They made it. They had a
wrong?
nice run.
Yeah.
I don't
They
know.
did
just-
for a short season.
They did very well. They came within what, 2 games of winning the Stanley Cup.
Yep.
Yeah,
That would-
I'd have to think that was better than almost every other team.
Yep,
All-
I'll be back this year.
Well, good. I'll like that. Is everybody out of the hospital? Because that was pretty rough.
Oh,
That
my
series was
birthday.
pretty rough.
It was,
No,
yeah.
guys were. Let me tell you that was okay. Enough hockey.
Yeah, they had a lot of guys hurt.
So let's start with a little bit of what I call Match.com background. Pam, are you from Massachusetts originally?
I was born in New Hampshire. Moved here when I was 9.
Okay. Did you move by yourself, like run away from home,
Yeah.
or did you bring your family with you?
No, my family came with me, and then I wanted to run away, but that didn't work out so well.
They run too fast. Okay. How long have you been playing darts?
About 17 years.
Wow, 17 years.
I started in we did like leagues. I played on the men's league, the women's leagues, and then I slowly got into doing the tournaments and the regionals.
What got you started?
Excuse me.
How'd you get started playing?
Darts,
Darts,
I
that
played
is.
in a house league in one of the bars in my town, and my best friend he got me on his men's team because I was beating all the guys. So he got me on his men's team, and then I got on a women's team, and then he took me to small tournaments, and we played mixed doubles a lot, and I ended up liking it. So I kind of ventured out and started traveling.
Okay. But did you start out just like when you were like, 19, 20, 21 in a bar setting, or did you start out playing at home? I mean, we had a guy on last week that said when he was like a little kid, his mom would make him tea and throw darts in the kitchen while the water was boiling. I mean, was your mom a dart player? Your dad a dart player?
Not really, no. I kind of got it all going.
Okay.
I was 22, 23, and just checking darts when we went down to the bars and had a couple beers. I just played with the guys, and that's the first time I ever played.
Okay, so you started. You weren't one of these youth people that had your parents running you out to tournaments when you were in high school and stuff like that. You started later.
Correct.
Okay.
Did you play any other sports while growing up?
Oh, yeah, I played basketball, softball, field hockey. Love sports.
Scott Wollaston's in the chat room. He says he can post you up.
That would be interesting.
Do you have any questions for Pam?
I don't.
Do you want to ask her, like, if her sisters play or something like that?
My first sisters play. What's the biggest tournament that you went to? Shut up. What's the biggest tournament you've been to that, like, your biggest win that you can remember? That was, like, the most important to you.
The biggest win, I would say the first time. Are you counting?
It's your story.
Yeah, you can.
I mean,
If it's the first time you beat your brother, I mean,
Yeah,
that
it
would
doesn't
work,
matter. Yeah.
You know, I mean, unless he wasn't any good, you know.
yeah, just
Yeah, I don't know. They're all good when you win. The best time was in Charlotte when I won my first trip to England. Just winning that shoot, and then the whole tournament. I came and won the women's pro shoot right after that, and it just ended up being a really good weekend.
wow.
Okay. Well, let's talk about England a little bit. You're going to play in the Winmore Masters.
Nice
when?
segue, by the way.
Killing me, man.
Sorry.
Can you hear me, Pam?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the question? Sorry.
That was my bad.
Are you-
I apologize for that.
Whoever's with you listening, like, give them an elbow in the ribs because this is hard enough. When are you going to play in the Winmore Masters?
I'm leaving October 5th. We play in Hull that Wednesday is the first shoot, and then we play again for the Winmore Masters will be Thursday.
Okay, so is Wednesday the qualifier for Lakeside, and then Thursday the Winmore Masters, or is it vice versa?
No, you're right.
Okay.
Wednesday's the qualifier, and Thursday is the Winmore Masters.
What format are the ladies playing there?
I play 501.
Okay, how many legs? Is it like best of something, or is it sets, or
Yeah, this is the best of 5.
best of 5? Okay, so kind of a short match. Does it bother
What do
you?
the men play?
Oh, men are playing like sets, like best
Best
of
of
3
9,
sets. Sets
okay.
are best of 3.
Oh,
something
okay.
like that. It changes. I think it's different for the Masters than it is for the qualifier. Something like that. Does it bother you, or does it not bother you that guys play longer formats than the women?
Not really. I think the guys are a little quicker. Women can tend to get a little longer.
You mean as far as the skill
little
level,
slower?
or
The skill level, yes. Sometimes, I think the guys are a little quicker than the women. That's why they play a little longer format.
well,
It'd be nice to play the longer format.
well, that's what the NWDS did. I think the women played almost the same format as the guys. They played like best of 9 or something in the final, something like that. Are you looking in the chat room?
Yeah, Hickory's was funny.
Yeah, I know. I just
So
was like,
we do have a question from the chat room, Pam.
Oh, no.
When you're baking and
oh,
grilling,
Hey,
does your cooking spray really make everything easier?
I wasn't gonna
I
say
thought that was
that.
funny.
Yeah. Well,
I do
he's-
have a
he's
question though
usually
from
got
the
some
chat
funny
room.
stuff in
Since
there.
I'm the chat room
Well,
girl.
ding in there.
All right, you were talking as normal. Do you play just steel or do you play soft tip as well?
I play just steel. I've never played soft tip in my life.
Okay.
Have you seen pictures?
I've seen pictures.
Okay. Well, you can talk to Tom and Tom about that because they were in Vegas, and I know it's kind of new for everybody there. Do you even see soft tip boards in Massachusetts?
Well, actually, Tom and Tom, they just started bringing down the dart slide boards. They have some in a couple of bars here. I have not seen them or played on them, but they're getting a lot of stuff going down here for soft tip.
Okay, you have to keep us posted on that. I was talking to, is it Christy Davis? They're putting a whole bunch of them in Texas. You know, San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, Austin, I don't know, other towns that are also in Texas. I mean, I pretty much never
There's
go
a
to
lot of 'em.
Texas. Well, I try to stay
It's a
out of
big
Texas
state.
if I can. Well, it's got a lot of Texans in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, they all carry guns and wear cowboy boots and stuff. There's rattlesnakes. I mean, there's no reason for a city boy to be there. Okay.
Chat room
Dinging in.
question. What keeps Pam playing darts? Is it the competition, people, or the game itself?
Love the competition, and I've made a lot of friends, so that's really cool. The traveling, being able to travel around the country, but definitely competition, very competitive.
Okay, great. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with Pam Briggs in a minute. You're listening to Dart Talk with Mark, Steve, Chat Room Girl, and Pam Briggs. We'll be right back.
Oh, you didn't do a thing last time, did you?
Okay, back for the second half, brought to you by the Dart Zone.
Stay in the zone.
DartZone.com is an official Cosmo distributor. Also, many thanks, Windy City Fabricators and Redwood Darts, and Pam Briggs, who's still with us.
Yes.
Disclaimer.
I
How
am.
you doing, Pam? Pam, we're going to run the disclaimer because, that
Chat room
way,
girl just said
technically,
disclaimer.
I don't know. You can't sue us for anything.
You disclaiming
The
me?
views, opinions,
No.
rants, and rampages expressed on Dart Talk do not necessarily reflect individually or collectively those of our sponsors, co-sponsors, wannabe hosts, hearing-impaired critics, or those with a penchant for attitudinal dysfunction. We at Dart Talk strive to provide you, the listener, with an educational, entertaining, and fun-filled experience each and every week. If after the show you, the listener, find yourself feeling uneducated, unentertained, and or bored, we at Dart Talk consider that your own problem.
Okay, we disclaim any and all. Not you, though, Pam.
No.
We run that
Just
on
whatever
the show.
you say.
We usually do it at the beginning, and I kind of forgot. So what were we talking about? We're talking about the Winmau
The Winmau
Masters?
Masters, yeah.
Okay, so Pam, you've been to the Winmau Masters before, is that correct?
That's correct. This is my second time.
Okay, how'd it go the first time? What was that like for you?
That was very interesting. for anyone's first time there, I think it's very nerve-wracking. You're looking at the stages. There are tons of people from other countries. You're warming up. You don't understand anybody. Everyone's talking in their own language. So it's very intimidating. And anybody that goes the first time definitely wants to go back the second time because you kind of settle into it. You know what to expect.
So a lot of people that don't speak your language. Okay. I'm assuming there's more to it than just that. I mean,
A lot of foreigners. For instance, I was warming up. I had a lot of Germans next to me. So they're warming up with me, talking in their own language. Just the people from the different countries. It's just really intimidating.
I heard somebody tell me a couple of years ago how, the Americans don't stick together when they go over there the way, like, you're talking about the Germans were like warming up together and the Dutch kind of like hang out together and the Japanese kind of hang out together. But the Americans don't seem to really, I've heard that. I haven't been over there. I don't know if it's true. Was that the case the last time you went there?
Pretty much. I warmed up by myself, and I went with Kim Collins. I saw her and her family. We hung out a little bit. Didn't really see too much of the guys unless I had some free time. I'd go and watch them. But yeah, we're kind of scattered and not really hanging out.
And badly outnumbered, I suspect.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
I have to do something about that.
Is that a major goal then after you're been there the first time? I mean, so the next year is your major goal to go back, or are there other goals for other tournaments that you're playing? And it just so happens that if you can make it, you go?
Yeah, I definitely wanted to go back because knowing what to expect, I certainly didn't do as well as I should have done. Second time back, I feel more confident. I know what to expect. Not so intimidated. Change your practice routine.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that. Tell us how you prepared for the first time you went and kind of how you're going to do it this time.
Well, first time, it's 501, so I'm playing. I'm practicing the 20s and practicing my the outs, the doubles. This time, the second time around, I think I did a little more intensely. Every day, I have like 100 shots at the 20s, and then I started at 1 and just circled the doubles, the outs.
100 shots at the 20s. You mean before you hit one?
No, just 100 shots, and you get your percentage and stuff.
Sure.
Try to do a percentage.
Okay, so what's your percentage like?
My percentage right now is I'm about 65% on the 20s. I'm not where I want to be at the outs. So you just keep plugging away.
Right. Are you writing it? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, you just want to keep practicing your doubles. That's all it is.
Are you writing down like a little log every day what you did, or is it just sort of like you're getting a sense of kind of what your average is and kind of keep it in the back of your head, or?
Nope, I'm logging it.
You're logging it.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. How do you go about practicing your finishing and your doubles? Is there like a particular routine you use, or?
No, I don't really use a routine. Again, it's just practicing the doubles. I'll take a couple outs and shoot at them, but I don't really have an out routine.
One of the ones that I used to use, and I don't know if this would be useful for you, but I would start at 81 and take it out in 3 darts, then go to 82, take it out in 3 darts, then I would go all the way up to 120 and then work my way back down and see how far I got before my arm fell off. But I think it's probably, for going to a place like England, I think you're probably maybe better off starting at 41, going up to 80, and then working your way back down, just so you get all the cleanup outs done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
Do you not move on until you hit it in 3 darts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's really frustrating when you're like, and I give myself like a little thing like, when I get to 90, I get to go have a smoke. or when I get to 90, I get to go get a beer, and then I'm stuck on 89, and then I trip the 19 and
Right.
wire the double twice. I'm like, oh man,
I'm thirsty.
Are you kidding me?
I'm thirsty again. It's time for
I literally have done that
And
five
well,
times
yeah,
in a row.
then you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself because all you can think about is why to go get that beer, but you have to hit it first.
But this is something that I've always felt about practice. Like, it's very easy to just go up to the board and be like, I think I'll throw out some double 20s and then go hit them. It's another thing when you have to hit them. So, the way I look at it is like if you structure your practice where you have to do stuff, it's not going to be exactly what you do under
Sure.
tournament conditions,
Right.
but at least you're making yourself do something as opposed to something that's a little more casual, like, today I think I'll throw it
Well, I hit a lot of
13,
triple 20s
Yeah,
today,
I mean,
and the next day you didn't, and yeah.
what do you think about that, Pam? Is that just rambling, or did that make sense?
No, it makes sense. I think you need to work at something and have some kind of structure to make it interesting.
Personally, I've been working on perfecting the Bloody Mary, and I'm a long way away.
Well, maybe you want
That's
to
all right.
have
You
that
just
beer
started,
sitting in
though,
front
so
of you in
it's fine.
between the 89 and 90.
Well, yeah, it'd probably help. Probably help me any. Okay, so you're preparing for the Winmau Masters, and I know you've got a big tournament coming up in Boston. You got the Witch City coming up sometime in October, I'm thinking.
Yeah, the weekend after I get back.
So the weekend of the 14th or something like that.
Yep.
That's going to be a quick turnaround. How are you with traveling? Are you? Does it wear you out? Do you enjoy it? Is it a nuisance? Are you just so used to it you don't even notice anymore?
No, I hate traveling. Very tiring for me. One of the struggles I have is I work third shift. So I get out of work. I'll have to take a Friday night off. I'll get out of work Friday morning, and we're traveling to a tournament. So, if I'm traveling 3 to 5 hours for tournaments, or if I have to fly, it's very, very difficult. And if I have to play mixed doubles Friday night, I'm usually a mess, and then I'm tired Saturday. So it's really a struggle for me.
Well, plus you're going to be, I don't know if there's a jet lag issue going over to Britain. They're like 6 hours ahead. Well, for you, 5 hours ahead.
Right.
I don't know. Have you mapped that out, kind of like come up with like a little sleeping schedule? I'm going to get there that day. I'm going to take a nap here so that, you know what I mean? To try to switch over to like a normal kind of 9 to 5 daytime schedule for the period you're over there?
Yeah, one of the changes that we made, I got there just in time, the first time we went to England. One of the changes we made this time is we'll be over there a couple of days ahead of time to kind of give my body a chance to acclimate the time change and trying to get some rest.
Yeah, I have it. I think that's a great idea. And also, I hear the food is excellent in England and the weather's always good. Is that what you heard?
Somebody's lying.
The food is always good and the weather's always good?
It's a joke.
Yeah, I know.
It's like living in Seattle. Every morning it rained and then it would clear up. But the food, it's funny. Breakfast, we ate breakfast at the place we're staying, and oh my God, it was absolutely horrible. And we couldn't find anywhere else to eat a decent breakfast. It was all crescents or whatever, muffins. And food, we had a tough time finding food in the beginning, and then we found a couple of really, really nice places. One of the best Italian places we ever ate at, and we found a couple of Chinese places, Armenian place. So we hooked up with good food later on, but in the beginning it was tough.
Okay, but now you know kind of where you can eat and stuff like that. You know when you're going to sleep.
Yeah, it's at a different place. We're playing in Hull this year. The time I went, we were in Bridlington, which was very nice.
Okay. Well, great. I hope that goes really well for you. I wanted to ask you a couple of quick things, and then we actually I was going to try to get Dave
We also
Cameron
have
on
to
the
take
show.
another break. But
Well, we can go a little long here because I understand that you're a kryptonite girl, and I'm dying to know what that means.
Correct. It's a group of women that Chuck Hudson put together. He approached me when I was in Texas doing the shoot, and it's a diverse group. There's about 10, 11 of us, and from all over the country. You have Texas, New York, Mass, Ohio, and the group of girls he put together. You look at them; they're great ambassadors of the sport. You know, you look at them, and we may not all be number one shooters, but great women, great representation of women's darts, and we're hoping that, you know, through sponsorships and stuff, and through being an ambassador, we can push women's darts in the right direction and get it more noticed and hopefully start something.
Yeah, I like the idea of that. I actually spoke to a couple of women in Stamford about what if we put on a tournament just for women that paid the same kind of money the men got. Do you think that women would show up for something like that in enough numbers to make it feasible?
I don't know. Women are tough. I don't think at first you would get the representation that you're looking for. I don't know what it is, but women look at it as, I don't have a chance. I can't beat this one. I can't beat that one. Not as competitive as the guys. The guys would be like, oh, I'll go. I have a chance. So I think you might be looking at maybe having 2 or 3 of them. Some of the women that don't normally win, once they see that they can do it, keep them coming back. But I don't think it would be successful in the beginning. I think it's something that would take maybe 2, 3, 5 years to build up.
Okay, well, maybe the Kryptonite Girls can help with that.
What's the meaning of the Kryptonite Girls? How did you get the name?
Oh, I know why.
Do you?
Yeah, because they want to beat Callie and Robin, and that's now Batman.
The Whisper Twins?
Well, they don't like Whisper Twins.
Whisper Twins?
So I was thinking Batgirl and Robin.
Oh, okay.
Which I think
But
we nixed
Kryptonite
right off
doesn't
the bat. Yeah,
do
no, it
anything
works
to
for
bat.
Superman.
Right.
That's why they're going to be Batgirl and Robin, because
Okay.
then the Kryptonite won't work.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, how did do you know how
Pam, you just
do you know how they came up with Kryptonite?
You know what? I'm not really sure. That's something Chuck Hudson came up with, and I'm really not sure where he got the name from.
I like it. I mean, it's kind of a good, you know. It's not as overt as, you know, the Dominator or the Intimidator or the Punisher or some of these
The
other,
Terminator
Yeah,
or
the
whatever.
Terminator. You know, some of these other names that people use. So it's a little more subtle. I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of a strong-willed name if you look at it.
So you're busy with darts. You do some local stuff in Massachusetts too, don't you?
Yes, trying to increase that. Again, trying to promote women's darts. We just did a Boston Strong versus New York shoot for the women. First time ever. We got a group of girls together from both sides, New York and Mass, and we went to New York City, and we shot at McHale's bar, which was great. Had an awesome time. We took on their New York women and ended up beating them.
Didn't you actually beat them like a drum? I mean, didn't you like really annihilate them?
In a nice way, yes.
There's no nice.
Is there? Do you guys hate each other like baseball?
No, not at all. We're
So
all
no-
really good friends.
Nobody yelled at the
Yeah,
the benches
right.
didn't clear, and
So
you weren't
nobody threw a bottle at the
throwing
chalker.
darts at the chalker and all that. None of
We
that.
had
huh?
a great time. They were a great host. Yes, we did end up killing them, but we had a great time, and it was a great experience. It was live streamed.
Well, somebody sent something to the show. I did see the stream; it was pretty cool. But somebody sent something to the show and said that you guys should have forfeited because Holly Frary didn't live in Massachusetts anymore.
Yes, she did.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, it's a good thing we checked.
She's got her parents' address. That's all that matters.
She hasn't changed her license yet.
Yeah, it does.
The
It's
reason
all
No,
legal.
She's in the middle of getting her Pennsylvania team together.
Okay, because actually she asked me to help get an Illinois team together that, you know, maybe could play you guys online or something. And I may help out with that. I may, there's a couple of women around Chicago that are actually great shots, but don't play much anymore, have never traveled anywhere, that I think would give you guys a good game. So if I can get a hold of, like, Ronnie Foss and Karen Bosch and them, we might be able to give you a game. We might be able to get some girls together for
Yeah.
you.
It's a lot of fun, and it's great for women's darts, promoting the sport. And that may just be what we need to help get more women involved.
Okay, well, we can work on that, and we could talk about that offline. I know I was talking to Holly in Vegas, and she brought it up, and it seemed like a great idea. The ability now to do things remotely where you don't have to travel so much because traveling is so expensive. We need to kind of leverage that as best we can.
I agree.
Pam, we do appreciate you coming on the show. Is there anything we forgot to mention that you want to bring up?
No, just everyone. I know we did the Beacon of Hope thing this year. Just
Yeah, we
want
sponsored
everyone
a
to
board.
know
Yeah,
doing
how'd
it
that?
again next year.
You're doing it again next year. How did it go?
Very successful. We had a goal of $5,000, and we reached $6,000.
Nice.
Okay, exceeded
Great.
your goals.
It was like a little tournament day. We had mixed doubles, women's doubles, men's doubles. A lot of people there. A lot of fun, and it's going to happen next year again.
I think it's great these one-day shoots that you can get going locally, just to kind of get the local people out to a tournament. Because I swear to God, anybody that goes to a tournament that has a positive experience is always going to want to go to another one.
Right.
And the better they
it's
do, the
hard to
further
get
they'll
local
travel.
people.
Sorry, say that again, Pam.
It's hard to get your local people out.
Well, I don't know. If they catch you like tying them to the bumper and dragging them to the dart hall, you can get in trouble.
Right.
So there must be another way.
Yeah,
We
have
haven't
a
figured that
tournament
out here.
and we
I had
have
it
no
figured
local
out.
people that show up. Really, it's mostly people that travel.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you got to kind of, in my opinion, you got to kind of try to get creative to get the people that really don't go to tournaments out to tournaments. Give them, a free entry or, give them a discount or, whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, just get them in the dart hall so they could see what a good time it is. Once you get them in once, if you're running a good tournament, you'll have a good number that'll want to come back. Not everybody will want to come back, but there's no way to please
Right.
everybody.
Of course.
You got a ding for me there?
Yep. I
Oh,
got a
let's
ding.
hear it.
I got a ding. Do you have any sponsors, Pam?
No, just the Kryptonite girls right now.
Okay.
Okay, didn't I see something on Facebook? Or are they doing like a shoot for you somewhere?
We're trying. Chuck hooked me up with a fundraiser online, and I chose GoFundMe. It's on my webpage.
GoFundMe?
It'll help pay for the couple of days I'm spending extra.
Yeah.
Food and travel.
Okay, so GoFundMe, that just doesn't. That's got all sorts of.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
bad connotations.
So GoFundMe.com, if they go on there and look you up, they can kind of help you out. Is that how it works?
Yep, there's a link on my webpage, and there's a link on the Kryptonite Girls webpage.
Okay, and that's kryptonitegirls.com?
Yeah,
Okay.
the webpage is really cool. Also, you'll see we all came up with walk-on music and who we'd want to walk us down if we were on a stage.
Did
a lot of
anyone-
interesting stuff.
Did anyone pick me as like a walk-on guy?
I thought really hard about it.
Good answer.
Does your
Good
creator
answer.
dress like Lex Luthor then too while you're doing that?
Nice. That was a good one. She probably didn't. Yeah, okay. Pam, thanks for coming on. I sure appreciate it. And we wish you all the best overseas there and in your travels. Maybe you can check back with us, when you come back and let us know how it went.
Yeah, I think I'm going to keep a blog, and it'll be on either my website on Kryptonite Girls or my Facebook page. Give you day-to-day happenings while I'm over in England.
Awesome. Okay, well, I'll find a link to it, and I'll throw it on our Facebook page so people can find it. Or they can go to kryptonitegirls.com and find it.
Yep.
Okay, awesome.
Good luck.
Thanks for having me, Steve.
Okay, Pam, all the best.
Thanks, Pam.
Bye, guys.
That was Pam Briggs from somewhere in the Massachusetts coast.
outside of Boston.
All right, we're going to take one more break and see if we can't get a hold of Dave Cameron. You're listening to Dart Talk with Mark Steve, Chatroom Girl. We'll be right back.
I thought I had the draw in here, but look at that.
Okay, back for the fourth quarter, brought to you by the Dart
Stay in the zone.
DartZone.com is an official Cosmo distributor. Also, many thanks, Redwood Darts and Windy City Fabricators. And for the curious, I just got my soft tip Redwood Darts Wednesday,
Yeah.
which maybe it was a mistake to use them over the weekend because, I'm kind of more of a feel player.
So you got
and-
2 sets, so you don't have the reversible or the adjustable or changeable, tips.
Well, I do now. Now my other set was just for steel, and I
Mhm.
kind of decided, because I was using the Phil Taylor Phase 2s, I think, for soft tip, and I was kind of like, you know what, I need my barrel. And it took me a long time to get this barrel perfect, so I want to take advantage of it. So I broke them out Wednesday night, and I used them at Darts Live, and, I don't know, maybe that was a mistake. It takes a while to get used to
Yeah.
new darts, but you will be able to get the Redwood darts fairly soon. So we'll keep you posted.
Don't hold your breath.
Keep you posted on that. Let's, before we bring on Dave Cameron of the Canadian World Cup team to talk some World Cup, let's do the Darts Live results from Stage 6 in Las Vegas.
Darts live results. All right.
What do you got, top 16?
We're going to do top 16.
Okay.
Your top 16 is Adrian, Portrait of Darian Gray.
Dorian.
What'd I say? Dorian, sorry. Dorian Gray, that would
Okay.
make more sense.
Yes.
M. Domo Arigato Hashimoto. Private Benjamin Dersch. Scott, Watch Me Torque Kirchner. Sean, Singing in the Rain. Leonard, Soldier at the Gates. Eric, The Black Ledge. And Yuta Man Miyamoto.
Okay.
Those are the top 16. Your top 8 would be Michael, My Darlin' Valentin. Alejandro Razor Reyes, Richard Espinoza Good Time, and Raymond by the Slice Carver would be your top 8. Third and fourth, Stephen Safety Squeeze Bunting and Kenichiwa Ajiki. I apologize if I got that wrong. And your second place goes to Yuji It's Not a Fake Iguchi. And your winner of the World Championship is Lawrence Hey Little Buddy Illigan. So anyway,
Somebody talk.
so those are your results. Congratulations to Little Buddy Hey Little Buddy Illigan for taking that championship, which apparently was a good time for all.
All right, we have Dave Cameron from Canada, I believe, on the line. You still with us, Dave?
Yeah, right here.
All right, let's talk a little Darts Live. Dave, you were there over the weekend in Vegas. What were your impressions of the tournament?
Well, I'll tell you, it's a lot of fun. It's different for sure than Steel Tip, but it's a really good time, and I really enjoyed it. So,
What do you think the biggest difference is? Going from, because I know you're almost exclusively steel until about a year ago. From going from steel to soft tip, what are like the biggest differences you found?
well, it's the consistency is what I find. You have to be consistent for sure if you want to be successful, because there's just a lot of good players out there, and the guys are just shooting really, really well.
Okay, fair enough.
In soft tip.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, in steel too, but
Well-
I think we know what he means. Do we?
Well, no, you said the difference, and he didn't specify which one you had to be more consistent in.
He said you had to be more consistent in soft tip.
Okay. I missed
Right.
that part. That's why I asked.
Okay. I'm still I still haven't recovered from, I didn't get back till last night.
So,
I'm still not recovered, Dave.
Which do you like better?
Actually, I'm really getting a groove for the soft tip there, and hopefully, like I said, I want to play some more in the future. So, with any luck, we'll try and get to some more tournaments, eh?
Hey,
So-
that's good. Do you have any like soft tip boards where you're from, which I believe is Nova Scotia?
Yeah, actually, there's only one that I know of, and it's actually in Newfoundland that they just purchased there and at our nationals there last year. So I'd like to see some more around here because I think it'd be a good thing for people to get into for sure.
Well, I think you can actually get a board at home. It doesn't have anything but the face of the board that you could tack up on a wall for like $20, and
Yeah.
then you'll have to remeasure your line, of course. But
Yes.
did you change your darts, or what'd you do dart wise going from steel to soft?
Well, I went from from about a 21 and a half to 18 grams. So Jeff Pickup there, he made me a set of darts there a couple of years ago, and he weighed them for me and everything because the bull shooter was 18 gram, I guess. So, but now I guess the darts live has gone up, so I'm probably going to go up to about a 22, I'd say now.
Yeah, I think I threw like a 21 and change there, and I thought it was fine. I mean,
Yeah.
From what I'm told, every board manufactured that they have in the States can actually handle 30 grams. It's
Yeah,
just,
I'm not sure. Yeah.
well, I think it was an arbitrary limit that people put on their boards just because they figured their boards would last longer, and who cared what the players thought. It's kind of,
Yeah,
I think that's
Yeah.
kind of how it evolved.
Mhm.
That wasn't a cheap shot, was it?
No.
Electronic board manufacturers. I mean, if it was, I don't apologize, but it wasn't meant to be.
It's kind of like putting
It
an
was
expiration
inadvertent.
date on things. It just has to be done. You have to have a limit somewhere.
Well, yeah, okay.
Oh,
I don't
just
know.
stop.
What? It's just, isn't it true?
So-
She's afraid to make anybody
So-
mad at her. She's afraid
Oh.
that she won't be. They
Who,
won't let her in the
me?
bullshooter because she was on the show
Who,
or
me?
something. Yeah,
Are you kidding me? You don't know me. You don't know
I
me.
know how everybody is. Everybody's afraid to like say stuff publicly. Privately, they'll agree with you, and then publicly, they'll be couching things in terms that are like, somehow nice. I don't feel the need to do that. I think we could just call a spade, and
Sure.
a diamond, and a club, and
A heart to heart,
A heart,
if you're
that
going that
round
way.
So
thing that
back
gets
to
broken.
the interview.
sorry, Dave. It's been
Oh,
a long show
Dave.
already.
Dave, are you still there? All
I'm
right.
here.
Dave's not here, man. So Dave, let's talk some World Cup. I understand you've played it before. You played it a couple of years ago when it was in where was it?
Is in Ireland.
Oh, that's the one in Ireland, right?
Yeah.
What?
That was-
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I'm used to having to ask a lot of questions now. So, what was it like the World Cup they had in Ireland a couple of years ago?
It was actually amazing. It was my first experience to play for Team Canada in the World Cup that year, but I'll tell you, it was just amazing time. Great people. It was run just excellent. The setup was awesome, and yeah, I mean, and the darts were great. So it was really really good.
So, did you barely beat the U.S. in Ireland? Do we have a little payback coming?
Yeah, I think so. I think we beat you guys there last time, so it worked out well. So we lost to England, mind you, next round, but still, it was fun.
Well, we better beat you this year, or I'm going to have to qualify. I mean, if these guys don't do it, they're going to have to bring out the big guns.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
think the draw is
goodness.
up too, and I think we're playing Tom and who's his partner? I'm not sure his partner's name there, but we're playing the first round of the doubles there, me and my partner. So
Oh, that stuff's already posted?
yeah, they already have a list up of who's playing who.
Where can we see that? Is that on the WDF site or the NDFC site?
I
Or
believe it's on the NDFC site.
No.
No?
No?
Okay.
Yes?
She's right
No?
there. She's on the computer looking right now.
I'll try to find it for you. Just keep talking.
Oh, thanks, Tammy.
Oh, that's not difficult.
So tell us about your team, and then I'll tell you about our team and how we will crush you like grapes.
Oh my goodness.
We will
Well-
make wine out of you.
Scott
and
said
then we
he
will
beat
drink
Dave.
it.
Scott Wollaston said he beat Dave.
Hey, we got guys in the chat
was
room
not
too,
there.
Dave. It's going to be a blanket party in a second. No,
It's a
tell
lot
us
of fun. Like I said, we do have a strong team, I feel, this year. There was a whole great group of guys that actually tried out to make the team over there in Newfoundland and everybody was just it was very intense and it was tight. I'll tell you, there was a lot of good players, right?
Is this? I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you. Did you guys do your qualifier just during the nationals this year?
Yeah, it was actually just after our nationals on that Friday. That's when our qualifier is.
Okay, so you didn't have to run around Canada for an entire year
No,
and
no.
play this, play that, play the other thing. You just had one tournament, and let's see who wins.
What it is that it's all your provincial winners have an opportunity to play off, and your top ranked 16 players in Canada all have a chance to play off.
Okay.
So whoever, if you're there at the nationals or if you want to show up, if you have that invite, you can go play, and they just do a draw and away you go. So
Okay, so who finished on top aside from you?
we got Troy Hanlon from Newfoundland, Chris Wallace from New Brunswick, Marcel Simard from Quebec, Our ladies are Diane Gobel from Quebec, and we got Cindy Hayhurst from Alberta.
That name
And
sounds familiar.
Yay, Cindy!
we have Alicia Looker and Dawson Murchell for our youth. So I think we really got a good team going in there this year. I mean, from what I've seen, what the guys are throwing, they're throwing great darts. So look out.
You got Utes?
Yeah,
There's
we
a-
have 2
do-
youth players.
Utes,
Yep.
the 2 Utes.
Do we have Utes? Do we have Utes on our team?
Yeah, you have use.
Who are our
I don't
Utes?
remember who they are, but we watched them play.
Really? How old were they? They weren't like 11 or 12, were they?
6.
6.
Nice. That's nice.
I just sent you the link for the draw through your Facebook page.
They got to have somebody retrieve the darts for him.
Okay, so we can post a link to the draw on our Facebook page after the show. We'll put that up.
Yep.
Well, so who are you going to play doubles with, Dave?
I'm actually shooting with Chris.
With Chris Wallace?
Chris Wallace, yeah, from New Brunswick. So
Okay.
he's been playing well, so I look forward to it. So I think we're gonna have a good time.
You know, from the as far as the men you mentioned, aside from Dawson, who I've seen, do any of those guys come and play in the States?
Troy actually, I think, was down to one of the shoots there. A few,
Texas.
or was it Texas? Or,
Was it- he was in
Anyway,
Texas?
Troy Hanlon was down there to Texas there for a shoot, but they don't travel too much other, than they're local and stuff. So
Well, there's a lot of Canadians I hear that are afraid to play in America. So
Is that what it is?
That's a rumor. That's not true.
that's a rumor. Okay. Just kidding around. I know you're looking forward to it, Dave. Do you prepare any differently? Well, first, tell us what the format is for the World Cup.
well, there's a four-man. It's like a team thing anyway for the guys there that we play. It's a race to 9, and what it is, it's a computer-drawn sheet, I guess you could say, and it draws out different players from each side. So you may be drawn up first, you may be drawn up third again to play, right?
So it's
So-
4 singles matches randomly
It's all-
drawn?
But
or-
everybody plays you only play one game at a time, right? That's how it works out for the 4-man.
Oh, so then everybody gets to watch you and mock you?
So you're there kind of standing around watching your teammates play, which is actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, I would think that'd be, very seldom do you get a chance to watch much, when you play in the States because you're always playing. So I kind of like that.
There you're hooting and you're hollering and you're trying to, cheer your guys on. So
What if you got a player that doesn't want any hooting and hollering and wants everyone to be like really, really quiet? Is that going to fly?
it's probably not going to happen.
Awesome. Okay.
Jim, we-
I like the sound of this. This sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you heckle the other team?
Only if it's the US, maybe.
Okay.
Oh, he's right. He's right on top of this. Okay, so it's just kind of like round robin singles, and then you'd go. Is there any doubles or triples or 4-man?
Yeah,
or?
there's a doubles format and there's a singles format. So there's I believe it's Wednesday, it's the team event. Thursday, it's the doubles, and where are we at? Friday, it's a singles.
So is the singles like a normal knockout tournament, or
Yeah,
and then you're
it's
just
4 to 7, I believe. Rounds 1 and 2. Let's see.
okay.
Yeah, I believe it's 4 to 7 for the singles.
So it runs Wednesday through Friday,
Yes, yeah.
and then,
Tuesday.
Tuesday is the opening ceremonies.
okay.
So, but they're going to be live streaming it. The NDFC is going to be live streaming it. So,
Yeah, I'm
I'm
looking
sure we'll
forward
see
to
stuff
that.
on there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then is it over on Friday?
It's over on Saturday.
It's over on Saturday.
Yeah,
So
the
do you guys
banks
have,
and
like-
stuff.
How
Yeah.
many teams?
We got 28 different countries actually this year.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Is
it
that-
should be interesting for sure.
Is that a good number?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we had 37, I believe, in Ireland, but I mean 28. But if you look at the teams that are there, I mean, there's a lot of strong teams, right? Like Sweden always had a decent team. Wales, them guys, you know what I mean. So you can't take it for granted for sure.
Yeah, you haven't really looked through the names, but you're bringing up Sweden, and you didn't mention Australia,
Yeah, they're there. Yeah,
Who
Yeah.
won it in Ireland?
England.
England did.
England won it. Yeah, they won everything that year. They cleaned her up.
I don't know how you could let that happen, Dave.
Well, we tried. I'll tell you, we gave them a go. So, but it was fun.
It was fun.
Are you stapling something in the background? I just need to know what that banging is.
Just
Maybe
leave it
he's
pen.
trying to. Maybe he's using the
took it
mouse.
from-
Maybe he's trying to use the mouse. And he's slamming it down. You just click the button, Dave.
It's not working.
So, what was your highlight from Ireland? What was the one thing that really stuck out in your mind as, being like your fondest memory?
The food was amazing. I must say, like we were there, they had 3 full meals a day. Every day we were there, and it was just the food was just incredible.
Did
Uh,
did Canada pay for everything when you were there?
Yes,
Like
they
all your
did.
food and stuff?
We went away, yeah.
I'm hearing
Every-
complaints. The Americans, I guess, only get like $10 a day for food, and I'm like, I don't know how many McDonald's you have there. But
Yeah,
I don't think that's gonna do it.
Ireland was a resort, so it was all inclusive. So
Oh.
everybody
Oh,
that
wow.
went, like I went as a guest, I paid my own way, but it included all your meals, your accommodations, everything. So you went into a banquet hall and ate with everybody else. There was no bills or anything to
Yeah.
pay. It was just automatically paid, same as if you went down south to an all inclusive, right? Did not include booze though.
No.
Of course not.
Oh well, dart players
The
don't
only
need
thing
that.
that's covered for Team Canada for the World Cup is their accommodations and their air flights. There's no food allowance and their tickets to the banquets. Everything else has to be paid by the players.
Okay, do you have a banquet every night, or is there like a beginning and ending one? I mean, how does that work?
Well, they have the opening ceremonies Tuesday evening, I guess, and then I'm sure they're going to have some stuff going on throughout the evenings. I would imagine, being in St. John's, Newfoundland.
There's a
And then-
farewell banquet on Saturday night and
Yeah.
a dinner and stuff.
Okay.
So that's covered, but other than that, food is not covered. And then for the Masters, for any Canadians that go there, nothing's covered. They have to pay their air flight, their accommodations, their meals, everything.
Yeah, I'm sure that's worthwhile. I don't know. This BDO waiver rule thing is really sticking in my head, Dave. I've got a I'm very anti BDO these days, but
Yeah, everybody has their opinion on stuff for sure. So it's tough,
yeah, you gotta as a player, you make these decisions, but as kind of what I consider myself to be objective, when I'm doing the show, it just looks like some gross insanity that somehow needs to end, and
Well, they're just basically trying to put you up against the wall to pick and choose is what it seems like. So, you either gotta have to go the BDO way or you're gonna have to go the PDC way, I guess. So
well, what you could do is do the BDO way in steel, and then go for the soft tip darts live, and go to the PDC that way, because according to the BDO, soft tip isn't darts.
yeah.
But
I
what's
don't
gonna?
think they're really aware of the fact that there's an invite.
Oh,
being
they're
open
aware.
to Darts
They're
Life.
totally
Sure.
aware. They know. They're not going to
So I
tell.
asked some questions about that a month ago for clarification before Dave actually went to Vegas last weekend.
They know. They totally know.
I think you'll find that'll be crushed pretty soon. They'll want to take Darts Live away too.
Well, nothing would make me laugh louder than if Stephen Bunting won the soft tip world championship and got an invitation to the PDC world championship.
Yeah.
Nothing would crack me up more. Because
that would be
this is deliberate subterfuge. This is utter falsehood and base canard piled on top of lies and deceit and all that stuff. But
It makes it hard when you have to travel so far. You know what I mean? Like it's just you're talking, 3-4 hour flight sometimes just to get somewhere to play in a tournament. It's pretty hard. So
yeah, it's brutal. Are you doing anything different preparation wise? This World Cup's right around the corner. It's like a week away.
yeah. Well, like I said, we have our ranked tournament this weekend here in Halifax. They're at home, the Atlantic Open. So we're starting that Friday evening, and then we play all weekend, and then off to Newfoundland on Monday, and then we get back the following Monday, and then we're off to England. So,
Right. Well,
yeah.
if you wouldn't mind, we give a lot of advice on the show as far as practice routines and preparation and stuff. So
Yeah.
my advice to you would be get the whole team together, like
Yeah.
about an hour before
This is
the
gonna be good.
opening ceremony. Open
Yeah.
up like 3 bottles of good Canadian whiskey. Make sure that between the 6 of you, you finish them before the ceremonies, and then stay up all night and talk about, your strategies for the doubles and the triples and how you're going to win and stuff. And don't sleep. I would stay up right up until, like, say, Thursday morning. Because
It sounds like you're nervous for your team for some reason.
no, I am not. Let me tell you, we are sending. I know the guys on our team. we are sending a really skinny guy that is going to cut through you like a knife, and then we're sending somebody who's bespeckled and is known as the Eagle, so he'll fly above you and drop things. I mean, they have a strategy. You know,
Okay.
they're going to be.
And you're
serious.
giving it away.
No, in all seriousness, I'm glad you guys are streaming it because I think it's going to be compelling to see all these good players. If I see Magnus Karras or if I see Par Rionen or if I see any PDC players from one country and not from another, this time next week, people are going to have to turn down
Listen to
the
the show
volume.
next Wednesday.
Yeah, but we're running really long. I really do appreciate you coming on, and I will post the link so everybody can follow this stuff. And I do sincerely, Dave. You know I like you, and I wish you all the best. And let the best team win. And
Watch the opening ceremonies on Tuesday at 8:00.
yeah, okay, 8:00 your
That
time.
would be Newfoundland time, so that would be 6:00 Eastern time.
You guys are 2 hours ahead of.
No, Newfoundland. We're
Do you-
an hour,
do
and
you guys-
Newfoundland's half an hour.
Do you guys walk to Greenland from there? Is there like a bridge?
Oh, we canoe.
Oh.
Or horseshoe.
Nice. That's nice.
Kayak.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking kayaking.
Yeah.
You can't take as much luggage.
Right.
Right. Wow. 2 hours ahead of Eastern time. Well, it must not be a big deal to go to England, and the time change ain't that bad. It's only like 3 hours. It's like going to California. That's not bad.
Be 4 hours, right?
4 hours for us, I believe.
Right.
An hour and a half Eastern time, so it would be
Yeah.
6:30 Eastern.
You've already confused me, but like I said, I'm having a bad day. I'm still not over California
My
yet.
chat room's going back and forth. USA, USA. No, Canada, Canada, Canada. USA.
Okay, well, no fist fights in the chat room, but good sports and good darts at this thing, and I hope for the players' sake, it's a smashing success, and you guys have a lot of fun.
Oh, I
Yes.
think we will. Like I said, you know what? There's going to be a lot of good people there and stuff, and it's going to be good darts. So hopefully
Okay.
everyone will enjoy it.
And one other tip, if I could give you, and this is not for your team.
Because the other ones weren't enough.
And this is more for Tammy. If I were you, what I would do is I would get the room numbers of all the English players and then post the phone number for the hotel and the room numbers for the players for everybody so we can call them and give
To
them
wish them good luck.
encouragement.
Yeah. To wish them luck.
And make sure
Yeah.
we'll do
Actually
bed
do that. I'm
checks.
a
I thought you were
greeter
going to
at
say
the
wear a
hotel.
low cut top and go talk to the opposing teams.
No.
No.
give us their
I
phone
think
numbers,
it
yeah.
would be great that we could give them like a phone call, like an
Oh,
early
sure.
wake up call, and then if they hit the snooze, somebody else calls, and we could just keep calling them and giving them encouragement.
Well, I won't tell you to call, but I think if you go on the site there, you'll see all the hotels where everyone's staying at. So.
Yeah, but we need the room numbers, man. That's what you got to have the room number, because if you just call and say I want Stephen Bunting's room, they won't give it to you. But if you call and you say you want room 107, they put you right through.
They might put you through to his room, though.
Okay.
Ask for it,
Well,
but-
somebody help me out on this, and I will spread the word. I'm just saying.
I'll Facebook it.
Yeah, we'd
there
love
you
to
go.
wish them good
See,
luck.
on the show, we take no sides,
Right.
right?
Now I do know all the room numbers for Team USA, so
Oh.
They may be up anyway. That may not be a
Yeah.
factor for those guys.
Yeah, they'll answer the phone and talk to
Like,
you.
yeah.
Hey, how you doing? All right.
Well, Dave and Tammy, thanks for coming on the show. We got to run, but we do wish you all the best. And maybe we can talk down the road when you get back from England. You could tell us all about it.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you very much.
Good luck.
All right, cheers,
All
man.
right, guys. Thanks. Take care.
It was Dave Cameron and Tammy talking some World Cup. Anything
Nice.
in the chat room aside from cheers for USA and Canada?
Oh, I got
Anybody
all kinds
cheering
of
for
stuff.
England?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
not yet. no.
Anything we need to address before we go?
I don't think so. Yeah, nothing I really want to say on air. So
Nothing we can't take care of in the post game.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I got some stuff we could say for next week, so we can kind of wrap it up for. We're back on Wednesdays now. Is that
Yes,
correct?
that's correct.
Yes.
We're good on Wednesdays now.
Mhm.
Okay, so everybody, we'll be back next Wednesday. Thanks for the week off. Obviously, it affected me, but it was much appreciated. For Mystery Mark and Chat Room Girl, Steve Penuncielman signing off. We will dart talk to you next week. We'll be around for an after party in a little bit. Everybody, take care.